Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Niasim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video and it's saying that, white people saying that black people should continuously expect racism from them, you know, because white people do not plan on stopping being racist towards people that look like me. And this video is in kind of centered, like, white people can actually have black friends and still be racist. And I want you to know that this is 100% correct because majority of them have black people as friends, but their racism is out of this world. So there is actually a lady that told a story about how a friend went on anti-immigration march protest when the friend is black or a person of color. And also, I remember that I brought a video like 2 days ago about this Leo Scape is saying that if Charlie Kirk was racist, he would not have platformed Candace Owen. I want you to know that it is 100 and 200% correct that most racist people have made black people around them, and they are not stopping, and they will not stop being racist because they have a black friend. Let's get into this video.
And I certainly don't think that black people should just expect racism because white people are going to stop being that way. There's plenty of people that are still going to be that way. But just because I'm white or we're white doesn't mean that we are.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's literally what that means. Look, my fellow rice cakes, I'm going to say something out loud that you would probably prefer I kept to myself, but we are terrible at self-examination because we are obsessed with being perceived as good. We are good people with good intentions who do good things, and we know that racism is bad, so we're offended by the mere insinuation that we could be capable of dehumanizing anybody. And that line of thinking right there is why we continue to take L's left and right, because you can't confront a problem if you don't acknowledge the problem exists. Listen, you are not evil and bad because you were born white, and no reasonable person is saying that you are. What we're saying is that it is a problem if you don't acknowledge what it means to have been born white in a racist society. It is a problem if you're not willing to examine the privileges, I know we all hate that word, but the privileges, the benefits, and the means of insulation we inherit by virtue of being born white. And it's not that we can't experience other disadvantages, including some that we may share with Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. We can be discriminated against on the basis of our sexuality, our gender, our physical abilities, our economic status. There are plenty of reasons why a given white person might grow up in a shitty situation. But the color of our skin has never, ever, ever, ever been one of those problems. And if you can't say that out loud, then you're being racist. White folks, we have to disabuse ourselves of this notion that to be racist is to walk around throwing out the N-word left and right. That's not what that means. Racism sleeps. Racism waits. Racism is little things that you don't even know that you're doing until somebody tells you about it after the fact. If you could always see racism from space, then we, and by we I mean white people and only white people, wouldn't have been so shocked over the last few years to discover that so many of our loved ones are big old racist bags of shit. Because one, racism is subtle, it sneaks up on you, it manifests in tiny ways, and two, we never had to interrogate those behaviors because we were insulated by racism. Listen, bigotries of all kinds often manifest unconsciously, by accident, and the only way we can catch it, the only way we can be vigilant, is to rely on other people to let us know and then to build our experience around that knowledge. If you can just get comfortable with the fact that prejudice is an inherent part of the human experience, then getting feedback about it will involve a lot fewer tears and heartbreak. In conclusion, my fellow Snowmericans, to be good is to accept your limitations and be okay with being wrong.
Racist white people have black friends. Let's talk about it. Hey there, hi there, it's Dr. Boo, and I have a degree in American Studies with a specific focus in race and ethnic studies. And today while I was scrolling the TikTokers, there was a young white conservative who was talking about her frustration that people were calling Charlie Kirk racist because he was friends with Candace Owens. It was a wonderful reminder that a lot of people don't understand racism. So let's talk about it. Racism, or as I like to talk about it, anti-black racism specifically, is a byproduct of white supremacy. A belief in the inherent superiority of white people perceived to be white, and whiteness. And by whiteness, I mean the cultural understandings that we have that get elevated as for and by white or Eurocentric people. What are some of those white supremacist cultural characteristics? Well, you can check out the work of Kenneth Jones and Tema Okun on white supremacy culture. But just to summarize, some of those characteristics are right to comfort, perfectionism, the idea that there's only one way to do a thing, either or thinking, worship of the written word, as opposed to other forms of knowledge production, and acquisition of knowledge. There's many more, but that's a few. So when we're talking about racism, specifically anti-black racism, we are not just talking about individual interactions, the interpersonal relationships that people have. We're talking about a belief in a system of power and a system of disenfranchisement. A system that creates a dynamic where people who hold particular identities have differing experiences, differing outcomes. So for example, the decision to build AI centers in the middle of rural areas where there are poor people, areas where we know they're going to be impacted in terms of access to water, clean water, and where there might be an increase in pollution. That has a disproportionate impact on the people who live in that community, people who likely are low income or poor. While not explicit, that idea of building AI centers in those communities has classist outcomes. It's rooted in classism. They would never build an AI center that will take water away from a community where there are people making six figures, $1 million, $1 billion. You just wouldn't see it. So when we're talking about racism, it's similar. We're talking about people who institute policies, practices, procedures, ways of thinking and being that have a disproportionate impact on people of color, but specifically black folks in the context that I'm speaking. And so could Charlie Kirk be racist and be friends with a black woman? Absolutely, because you know what else happens? Black people internalize racism. Candace Owens herself engages in practices of white supremacy culture. And so when we say all skin folk ain't kinfolk, what we're saying is that just because someone looks like you does not mean they share your ideology. That does not mean they share your visions of freedom and liberation. That does not mean they'll join you in any sort of fight against your oppressor. Many times they'll join your oppressor against you in service of their own freedom. That's that individualism that is a white supremacy culture characteristic. They believe in the me over the we. They believe in exceptionalism and meritocracy. But once again, Charlie Kirk spewed racist rhetoric, ideology, practices. He created a system, the Turning Point, that built a toxic environment for many black and brown professionals, particularly educators, whom he ideologically disagreed with, and so had them doxxed and harassed and threatened, their lives, their jobs. That shit's racist. And I know people have a really hard time grappling with the fact that racist people can be friends with people of all different identities, including black and brown folks. But they can, and I guarantee you, if you are a white person watching this, especially if you were brought up in the United States of America, you likely hold racist, white supremacist ideologies and beliefs that you're probably not even conscious of, but they exist, I promise you. And you may have one or two black friends. Doesn't change the fact that you have racist ideology. And to be frank, we all do. Anti-blackness is global. So while y'all continue to have conversations about this man, let's please remember, I don't care who his friends were. That motherfucker was a racist.
I've seen so many people get here on this internet today and talk about how that man couldn't have been racist because he was friends with that woman and that woman is black. And I just need y'all to be fucking for real. Because first things first, not only do we know her anti-blackness, her internalized sexism, and her homophobia, we know that to be true about her. And I've also seen people want to say that it's a grift on both of their behalfs. Regardless, grift or not, that is what they have shown to the world. And so it's not the gotcha that you think it is to be like, oh, he's friends with her and she's black, when she has shown at every single turn to be anti-black, even though she herself is black. And even if we didn't know anything about her and we just saw him in community with black people, it's still entirely possible for somebody to be racist and be in community with marginalized people, in the same way that it's possible for a man to be sexist as fuck and still be in community with women, and also both of these instances to be in intimate relationships with people in marginalized identities. We've seen people who were racist marry non-white people and have children with them. Case in point, VP. We've seen men who are sexist and have damaging beliefs about women, be in relationships with women, and even have daughters. We've seen people who are straight be in a relationship with somebody who is bisexual and have harmful beliefs about queer people. So the proximity to a marginalized identity does not absolve you of racist, homophobic, sexist, transphobic, xenophobic beliefs, in the same way that proximity to whiteness, to straightness, to maleness, to all of that does not make you more powerful. It does not give you a leg up in society, or at least for long.
I don't know who needs to hear this message, but just send this to whoever needs to hear this. This is an important message. Just because you know a black person does not make them your black friend. I am not your black friend just because you know me. A lot of black people get invoked in these conversations when racism is pointed out, when white supremacy is pointed out, especially recently. Headlining topic, trending right now, and a certain group of people, that group right there, defending this individual who is a racist bigot, getting mad at everyone, particularly black and brown people, for not crying, I can't believe violence has no place. But, we're pointing out the hypocrisy of the fact that, yeah, but why does violence only affect you in that particular circumstance, but you're not affected by genocide? You're not affected by police brutality. You laugh when it's Trayvon Martin. You laugh, you make memes when it's George Floyd. It's funny when it's Breonna Taylor and her gangsta boyfriend, and that's why she got what she got. Right? So all of that, you're just completely unaffected by black and brown lives being lost, but not a white one. Freedom of speech is limited only to white viewpoints and opinions. Apparently. And so a lot of people are getting called out right now. And a lot of those same people are out here in these streets saying, I'm not racist, I'm not a white supremacist, I have black friends. And just because you know a black person does not make them your black friend. And you are no friend of mine if you are posting about that man. I'm saying, you're not. If you're posting about that man and posting about how people needed to have empathy and posting about how people needed to care and mourn and everything and how he loved Jesus. Yeah, trust, we're not friends. So please do not invoke me as one of the black friends that you allegedly have. And don't be racist. Try not being racist. Just try it. Just try listening to voices of color. And then maybe, just maybe.
Hi white people, I have a video for you to understand what it means when somebody's saying, I'm not racist, I have black friends, look like, okay? In the UK, there's a video of a guy who saw his white friend in a protest against immigrants, okay? And he was shouting some racist things. So when he went there, you can see the shock in his face. You can see the whole thing about it. Do you see how that came into reality, right? It applies to when somebody points out that you've done something racist and you're like, no, I have black friends. Can you see that you can do something racist? You can be actively doing something racist and still be friends with a black person. And that does not mean you are not racist. Please go and watch that video so you can learn. Okay, I'm all about, as much as I'm reprimanding and saying don't do this, don't do that, I want you to learn as well. But it is not my job to teach you, but I just saw it and I thought you should know.
Nobody seems to understand human beings' ability to compartmentalize. Just because a man has a daughter does not mean that he can't be sexist. Just because someone has a black friend does not mean that they can't be racist. When people say that Republicans can't be racist because they have black friends or because they're platforming black people, that doesn't mean they can't be racist. One thing Republicans are really good at is if you align with their ideology, they don't care that you're trans, they don't care that you're black, they don't care that you're a woman. In fact, they see it as an advantage to further their ideology. Now, when that ideology is furthered, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to cast away those people. But having those people on their side lends to their legitimacy. They can say, I'm not racist, I platform Candace Owens. I'm not racist, there's a woman on this team. Or I'm not sexist, there's a woman on this team. But that's part of the con. That's part of the grift. And that's why Republicans are really good at unifying. I'm not saying it's right. It's the other side of the same fucked up coin, but that's why Republicans are really good at unifying, and that's why they've taken over the entire country. Leftists, on the other hand, if you even slightly stray from the ideology, you are kicked out. And there's obviously a problem with that too, because human beings are imperfect. And not all Americans are well versed in the nuances and intricacies of history or different kind of political ideologies. So when you make those people feel stupid or you cast them out right off the bat, that's not so great either. Those are the people who join the Republican Party, where they're always going to be accepted until they're cast aside because they've been used for what they're good for. I don't understand how people don't understand this. But at this point, it's so fucked. Y'all do you. It's such a pointless conversation. It's just all so fucked.
Believe it or not, a lot of racist white people, especially the young ones between the ages 18 to 35, are actually attracted to black people, regardless of gender. I see this more with women, but historically and presently, men are also like this. A lot of times they may say black people are inferior, they may call us ugly, they may call us unintelligent, unattractive, and undesirable, but that still doesn't negate the fact that they are attracted to us. They are attracted to our culture. A lot of times the things they say about us is envy. That's why the most racist white person you know has a black best friend or has a black boyfriend or girlfriend. A racist white person may even have black children or have grown up in a black neighborhood. Just because they are associated with black people doesn't mean that they cannot be racist. That's why I'm not surprised that I saw Beyonce sitting at the table with Ivanka, because Ivanka is actually one of those white women who I think has a racist upbringing, but she wants to play defense. She wants to have the legacy that her daddy gave her, but she also wants to be in a know with the black people that she considers desirable. And most people are attracted to Beyonce. So she is like the black person that bridges the gap for all cultures, even the ones that are anti-black. I would see certain types of white women make disparaging comments about black women in particular, and of course, find black men attractive, and then appropriate certain aspects of black womanhood that they'd otherwise overlook or disparage on black women, such as hairstyle, skin tone, features, body type, fashion, how black women oftentimes talk, or the slang that black women use, depending on region. I will see this a lot on social media and in the influencer and beauty world. I've even had certain black men tell me that they can actually see me be friends with certain white women in Hollywood and in the socialite world simply because they consider me intelligent and attractive. And I'm not one of those black people who have to put down other black people to feel good about themselves. I'm not a Candace Owens, but a lot of black men I've talked to have said, well, I could actually see you be friends with those type of white women that you claim to be against. Like, I'm not going to mention their names, but they're really popular, very famous, associated with the beauty and influencer world. And they are the type that they're not going to be explicitly racist to your face, but you can tell they probably don't like black people who come from working or middle class backgrounds, just the black people who are upper class or they consider conventionally attractive. Basically, a lot of racist white people find black people attractive, especially if those black people are highly intelligent, attractive, articulate, meet European beauty standards, and regurgitate white supremacist rhetoric. And you don't even have to regurgitate white supremacist rhetoric. You don't necessarily have to be like Candace Owens to get attention from those type of white people. You could be someone like Beyonce, who has talked about the Black Panthers, who has made tribute to Oshun, and has talked about police brutality, get in the graces of someone like Ivanka Trump. And I'm not excusing her, because I'm kind of like, okay, like, what was the point of that? I don't really understand what's going on. But regardless of your views, if someone finds you attractive and they are a white supremacist and they're racist, they'll probably give you a pass. Now, it's probably conditional, but still, they're giving you a pass to sit with them to make them look good. They need you, not the other way around.
Why do white people not want to admit that black people are oppressed so bad? All I keep hearing is me too, me too, me too. About Corey, the guy that, hung himself. I make a post about Trey and they just keep screaming Corey. Like, shut the fuck up. Y'all do not need to be included in everything. The same way y'all exclude us, we can exclude y'all because y'all exclude. It will forever be a race card. The fact that you all think that we don't have the right to bring up the fucking race card when it's valid is exactly why it's a race card. Oh, a KKK member wouldn't hang a white man. Yes, the fuck they would. Yes, they would. Because that's how y'all people be getting down. Y'all are just sickening, bro. Y'all are just sickening. And it be the confidence for me that they be speaking with, like they're just so right about everything. Should be actually hilarious. Like, I've never seen, you know what it is? White people as a whole are a pick-me of a race. Like, y'all want to be picked for shit so fucking bad, bro. No. Y'all oppress black people. I'm so fucking sorry, but yes, y'all oppress black people. If you don't like it, then change it, because it's not up for black people to make y'all not oppress us. It's up to y'all to stop oppressing us. I just can't.
This is all I got from this video. One thing I know for sure is that there will always be that one white person that will save the day. But she is not saving black people's day. She saved her own people's day because she has explained to them. I am glad that irrespective of what has been going on or what is going on, some of them knew who they are and what they stand for. It's just people, boldly telling you that probably because you are black, do not expect them to stop being racist. This is to tell you that they knew actually that they are they are racist. So this is more like she trying to tell you that do not ever think racism is going to stop because you're a black person, or do not ever think that they will ever stop being racist. This is to you. It is a continuous affair. So they knew all this, but they still gaslight you that there is nothing like racism. Excuse me. And trying to shut you up by telling you to stop talking about it, that it will go away when you stop talking about it. Since black people have been talking about racism, has it gone away? Now, let me tell you, each time I sit back and think that, man, I make how many videos in a day? And each video I make is like some are 20 minutes long. That is the one that is not long. Most of my videos are from 20 to 30 something. Even I saw somebody telling me that my videos are not long enough. I told her, just kill me. I said in my mind, just kill me. I also work. I have other things that I do too. Right? So with all these videos coming out every day by day, they still deny that there are no racists. Man, let me tell you something. The facts that you have racist or you have a black friend or you married a black man or a black woman or whoever does not even stop them from it can never stop them from being who they are. And oh yeah, I would digress a bit. The lady that said that she has a friend, or she saw a video of her, somebody saw a video of her friend that is white, maybe she's immigrant, going for anti-immigration march. I checked her page probably I could see it to bring it, but I didn't see it. So I wanted to know, because I know black people, you people are very, like, your memories are very retentive. I will see somebody in the comment section asking me, but where is the video? So please, I did not see that video. Let me start with that first. So back to what I was saying. I have seen video of a woman, a black woman that married a white man. And to my greatest surprise, the mother-in-law came to the house with a tattooed sleeves of the kids. What is she tattooed? She tattooed monkeys, 3 monkeys as the children. So I asked, how do you want to identify who is who? Because the monkeys are the same, ape, or what they call it, whichever one you want to, the same. So how will you know this is Janet, this is Jacqueline, and this is Jemima? How will you know who is who? That is how damn mean some people are. You married a black man married a white woman, and a white woman, maybe one day they stepped out, because this one actually happened. They stepped out and I think the man was in the store. The white woman was outside waiting for the man to come out. I don't know what transpired between the woman and a man, a black man outside. And she called the man the N-word. That was how they yanked her hair off. True story. I brought it about 3 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, if I am not mistaken. Let's say 3 years ago. The video went around. You married a black man and you had kids. Your kids came out like the man. And you are pissed. Calling the child nappy hair. Calling the child everything. See, because they have black friends does not stop them from being racist. This is something you should know, because when you know all this, you will have peace. I have told this story several times, but I am still telling it again because it's still racism affair. A man that was rich deceased to kids in a bus, right? Eventually, the media knew about it and decided to go and ask the man. And the man has a black dog. He immediately denied that he did not say anything racist to the kids and all that. And said, how can I be racist when I have a black dog? True story. True story. There is nothing that I am saying here that is far-fetched. Everything I have brought them here. If you know me, you know it's true. I will never ever cook up anything for you to consume. Yeah. When I was working, there was a place I worked before. I and my colleagues. My colleague is Sarah, is Palestinian, but she grew up in Jordan. Yeah. Sarah, if you see Sarah in summer, Sarah toned down like me. You won't even know. You might be like, oh, she's mixed or something. Right? And she loves anything black. So we became friends. And she had other friends too. Tell me how the people should. Me, I am very selective when it comes to friendship. We all work in the same place. The only person that I could say, oh yeah, I speak with was Sarah, right? And to my greatest, I wasn't friends with those people. To my greatest surprise, the people that she called her friends went behind her back to report her at work and got her sacked. True story. Sarah might actually be watching this video because she's my friend. She's subscribed to this channel. So yeah. So Sarah, if you say it, if it's a lie, you feel free to tell me in the comment section too, if you are there, if you are going to talk. So tell me, she's okay. She's a person of color, right? But it is still on the same thing. They would do it and pretend like they did not do it. And when they did it, they did not tell her. She did not know too who did that. Not until one of our friends, he is Haitian, Kirby. Kirby is subscribed to my channel, so Kirby can also talk if this is not true. So Kirby is part of the administration. Kirby was the one that let us know who did that, who got Sarah sacked and told us not to tell them. So it doesn't cause a problem because it's part of the administration. You can have a black person as your friend, as a white person, and you will not stop being racist because this is like, it's in their DNA. Sorry to say that, but this is true. I will draw the curtain here. Bye for now.